Microphone check. No. Oh yeah. Hi everybody, welcome to Club Shada. Oops. What up my people, what up my ladies, what up my gents? Welcome to Mr. Kaysha. Yeah, you know me, like, why am I introducing myself? I hope everybody's fine tonight. Let me add some light on my face. Let me add some some light skin on my face. I hope everybody's fine. I have a special guest tonight. But just before I introduce you to him, I want to say hi to everybody. I want to say hi to the Shada gang. I hope everybody's feeling fine. Matt Music, Bruno Maishki Zomba, AJ, what up, my brother? I hope you're fine. I hope everybody's fine tonight. I'm fine myself. European food. After 1 week in Congo, I had to do like a 2 days green veggie diet, like only fruits, and I drank smoothies for I went to buy some fresh fruits and made smoothies for 2 days, and only like I was on the smoothie diet. Cucumber, ginger, orange, and a little bit of kiwi, and put all this in the mixer or whatever you call that, and that's all I got in my body for 10 kilos. So that's my best and my fastest diet ever. 2 weeks, 10 kilos. And I went to Congo in 2 days. I was like, oh, nah. I'm not getting all that shit back. So I came back Congolese, that you crashing my life. Okay, let me check what's going on. Damn, these Congolese people. Okay, okay. Now we back. Fuck. Damn this connection. And listen, I got a brand new internet connection. They installed me a brand new router. I went from 200 fiber optics, MIPS, whatever, to 500. So I'm supposed like to be on the top of the game, on the top of the food chain. And this shit still crashes on me the day I invite a Congolese guy. Anyway, the person I'm going to introduce you today, because it's been a long time. It's been like almost a whole month or two that I didn't have. Little Mauro, what up, my brother? I didn't have a guest in the building. So this guest is an award. I don't know how they call the awards there in London. Whatever. This guy had this place full 2 days in a row. This shit is crashing again. Can you believe it, Eddie? That's you. Damn it. Ah, shit. Well, anyway. It's recorded anyway, so it's all good. I know, it's back. The internet decided to be spotty today. Maybe my wife is watching some show on whatever place, whatever Netflix or whatever HBO, and she's using all my connect. No, I have the use. Whatever. This show is brought to you by ShadaWare.com, and without further ado, let me wait. Let me do it well. Wait. Let me bring my sound effects. There you go. Without further ado, let me introduce everybody to the one and only Mr. Comedy, King of Comedy in the UK, Mr. Eddie Kadi. Why you crashing my life, bro?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. Kaysha, you came back from Congo. You decided to go to Congo, bro. I didn't decide to go to Congo. I've been here all this time. Whatever you collected back home and you brought back here, it's your fault. This is what I'm saying to you.
The only thing I collected from Congo is fat. You know.
I saw your post. You had a great time, man.
I had an amazing time. In a way, I was scared a bit, because I was like, am I bringing Corona with me?
Bro, Corona doesn't need you to come into Europe.
Yeah.
Corona's got a diplomatic passport. What are you talking about?
Like I said last time, it seems like it didn't exist out there. like everybody has been so used to fighting malaria
Exactly.
that the amount of zinc that they have in their body,
It is impossible there's no space for COVID.
yeah, there's
There's
all
no
the
space.
viruses are there already.
Malaria is like standard back home.
Yeah.
It's like a headache. So then you bring COVID and they say, come on.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Come on. We rumbled in the jungle, baby. This don't mean nothing, man. This is why I want to go out there. I want to go out there just so I can dance with my people and then stream it back live to the UK, show them there's nothing going on down here.
You know, I almost did a live show when I was out there, but I was scared that I didn't know how much data I got left, because I bought 5 gigabytes. It's actually really cheaper than before. You get like 5 gigabytes for like $10, I think. So maybe I should have took another 5 just to do the live.
Yeah,
but
that would have taken, one live would have been 10. That's the problem.
Yeah. But hey, you know, it's like
that's the only thing I'm concerned about, because I want to go back home in the next month or so, right? And but my thing is, I'm working remotely, and I'm working from home in terms of just even performances, some Zoom performances, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna need some serious data. So what I'm thinking to do, my brother, is I will add an extra fee on top of my fee that covers the data. So yes.
Yeah, but like this is not like, it's not roaming in Europe, it's roaming in Africa. This is some next level shit. But like I gotta say that the internet in Kinshasa, where I was, like the internet was pretty fast. 4G was working flawlessly. It was even faster than at the hotel. So
I've never really had issues with internet. As long as you pay for your data, I've never really had issues.
It's just a thing.
The
It's
internet
just
in
like
Kinshasa, to be fair.
Yeah, you just don't want to be out of data when you are in the middle of something, or you're in a club or whatever. But then again, you can get data anywhere. That's another thing. You don't need a store. You need anybody in the streets that's selling data. So
they're selling data. They send. What do they do? They text data into your phone. That stuff is genius. Give me your number. I'm like, why? The first time that happened, why do you want my number? Just give me data.
That's
crazy.
They
take your number and then they send you the data. I love that. I love that innovation. It helps.
That's perfect. Yeah. So everybody, say hi to Mr. Eddie Kadi, who's one of the greatest. Are you British or Congolese or both?
I'm a Congolese with a British passport.
All right. Inus Le Banquier, welcome to the club. Shada, it's a new subscriber. Yeah, so were you born in Congo, or were you born? Yeah, you were born in Congo. So when did you arrive in the UK?
You know what I love? As you asked that question, one of the pictures you posted during your trip was of the area where my family is from, Masina.
Oh.
They call it China, Shin.
In Masina, you have
listen,
I think you have 4 million people in that area. This is like the zone.
4,100,000 and counting. We just added another 100 in the last 5 minutes.
Damn.
But yes, I was born in Mamayemo Hospital.
Wow.
So that's where I was born in 1983. But my entire family were based around Masina. My grandparents were all born in the village. But my granddad moved to Kinshasa when he was about 16 years old.
All right.
And actually, one of his first jobs as a 16-year-old was washing dogs for the Belgians. Those who know. He came from an area called Bandundu.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's where my father's father came from, and of course, as the Belgians left, they kind of, his bosses liked him so much they left him some land. During that time, he also taught himself how to count and read and all that stuff, and he became a really good businessman, actually. And he just grew his empire by properties and stuff, and he became one of the most popular guys in the area. And what happens in our culture, you would know this, brother, is that when you are the leader in the area or the wealthy guy in your family, then comes certain responsibilities. And from his guy being from Bandundu, they gave him what they call the chieftain, Mukonjamboka.
Mukunjamboka.
Mukonjamboka. So my granddad was a chief of the of the Kazekele Kwango clan.
Wow.
So that was how we grew up. So a man of 23 kids, and
your grandfather had 23 kids.
23 kids.
How many wives?
Oh man, I think he married maybe 5 of them. The rest.
The rest.
Table tennis. Maybe 5, 6. So altogether, I think it was. My dad would say 8, 9. It was like 8,
you know
9
that there's a. You know that I think it's tabule.
Yeah.
Like I know. I know. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his sons.
Yeah.
And 1 daughter, and none of them have the same mom.
At all.
Like, and they go like 2 by 2.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And some of them don't even like really. They know about each other, but they don't really fuck with each other.
Listen, I wanted to ask.
That's crazy.
It is literally some of them. I know there's 3 of them that kind of are artists, and they're kind of close, but they don't have the same. But then
4. I know 4 artists.
4, right? So I wanted to ask one of them one time when I had a chance to like, what happened at the funeral? Because I heard some kids were coming from Venezuela, Sri Lanka. I mean, Lord Tabule
he was the man. But there was another guy. There was another guy in Congo who had 96 children. Yeah, 96 children, and 2 of them actually started dating because they didn't know each other.
Of course they did.
And they couldn't have kids, and they didn't know why until they introduced each other to, let me introduce you to my dad. And the dad was like, oh, fuck, don't tell me that you 2 are fucking.
That's a horrible situation.
That's horrible because you already love your girlfriend. You've been together like for 6 months, 1 year, whatever. And now she's your house sister. Brah.
No, but you know what I feel like? I feel like as soon as I find out that information, everything will leave me. Bro, I'm telling you, I feel like everything will just go, let's go. As Inosmi will say, Nakei.
But the thing is, you know, when you say I'm leaving, it reminds me of a girl that I fell in love with by MSN. And I never saw her. And we talked like for 3 months.
Oh, I know where this is going.
And then we start talking on the phone, and I was like, okay. So it was back in the days when it was like nobody had Instagrams. Like it was. Do you have a Facebook? So I was like, I want to see your photos and stuff. But no, I don't have photos. I don't have social media. Okay, well, so can describe yourself. Like, are you like, my skin is caramel, my eyes are like green, but sometimes they're yellow. So I'm like, okay. I got I got long curly hair. What else you want me to say? I mean, I'm a normal girl, but I was like, okay, she must be fine. Yeah, she's fine, dude.
She's confident.
And so we talked for 3 months.
Oh, Kaysha.
And
that's a long time without
for
seeing
3 months, like, at the point, I'm like, hey, who cares about photo? Like, she's a great person. I'm recording my 3rd album. I need the confidence to come back.
Wait. Yeah. You're at the top of your game.
No. At that moment, I'm actually low. I'm just coming back. I'm coming out of the desert.
No wonder why she had time. 3 months. Hey.
So, and one day we just like, and one day she just called me, and she's strange, and I'm like, hey, what's going on, babe? So she's like, no. I want to tell you something, but I don't know if you're gonna talk to me after that. I mean, I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, you can tell me anything. And she's like, I think I'm falling in love with you. And me, I'm like, me too.
Of course, 3 months.
And she's like, yo, I didn't make love for 6 years. I only made love once with one guy. And then I got disgusted by men, so I just like never made love again. So me, I'm like, so basically you're a virgin. The dream of the African Bantu man. So I'm like, yo, she's yo, I'm a winner. And so we finally decide to meet each other.
Oh gosh.
And you know, and I'm starting to tell my people, you know.
You've told your people before you met.
I told my people, yeah, listen, I met this girl. She's gonna be my girl. She lives in another city, but she's like 1 hour from Paris. She's in the north, Lille. I'm gonna see her for the first time, and I'm taking her to the show with us.
Oh gosh. All the friends are looking forward to it.
So I'm with Elisio, I'm with my manager, Guylaine, and she brought a friend. So, and I said, okay, I'll meet her like maybe 2 or 3 hours before the show. We'll go to the movies, and you know, like the night before, we're talking about everything we're gonna do. Or listen, you haven't made love in 6 years. I'm gonna teach you everything. I'm gonna make you a woman again. Blah blah blah. You gotta see, like preliminary would be an hour, and then once some.
Rumble in the jungle.
And when I arrive at the train station, that's when I'm starting to have doubts. I'm like, what if she's ugly?
Oh, gosh.
But then I'm like, no, she can't be ugly.
So, Kaysha.
And anyway, love is in the heart. Love is not in the eyes.
Lies, Nukuta.
Love is in the eyes. So if everything we've been feeling and towards each other, all the conversation, the hours of conversation cannot be destroyed just because she doesn't fit what I like. I really like the person, and this is the first time that I'm meeting somebody before seeing the person, so I know who she is deep down inside, and she loves me for me, etc., etc. You know the things you say. And listen, I'm tired of being this superficial guy that only likes like girls that are beautiful models, whatever. Like this time I'm gonna have somebody for real. I can start a family, etc., etc., etc. And so I go to the line 11 where the train from the north arrives, and I go and when she got out the train, you see the movement you did where everything comes out of your body? That was my love. And I was trying to catch my love again. Like, no, stay. Like the moment I saw her,
bro, come on, man.
Bro, like, hey, if you're watching this live, so love. And, listen,
it's over.
The moment I saw her, I was like, like, what am I doing here? But now, like, you have to be a gentleman. So the first thing she does when she sees me, she's like, man. I'm not what you were waiting for. And I'm like, no, what are you saying this? Give me your suitcase. Don't worry. And you know, wait, I have to say something to my manager. Viens dans ma chaîne YouTube, je viens de parler de toi à l'instant. And so now I call my manager Guylaine, who just sent me a message now. She felt that I was talking about her. So I call her. We go to the movies. I don't know what movie you went to see, but we in the movies, and I was shaking. I go to the toilet and I call Guylaine from the toilet, and I'm like, yo, and she's like, yo, what up, Shushu? And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And she was, oh no, don't tell me that you don't like her. I was like, she's the, I don't even know how to describe. She was just
everything, the opposite of
She
everything.
was just common. No, she was not even. She was just like, I cannot even do something
You
for
see,
you.
you know what it was? You was spoiled, my guy. At that time, you was used to the best of the best, my guy. So now, what is a normal girl now became a total failure for
No,
you.
she was not a normal girl. She was like, you know, when you go in the street, there's a lot of people that you cross and that you don't remember after a second.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Okay.
it.
So, so now I'm just and wait, because she explained to me in the morning that she went to. So we have a brand in I
In
don't
the
know,
morning, wait.
before seeing her in the morning, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
in the morning, she's explaining to me.
The next morning.
No, she's explaining to me that she went to. I don't know if you have this brand in London called Obad. It's like the best brand of lingerie in France. It's like top level stuff. And
Right.
so she's like, yeah, I went there and I bought something especially for you tonight. Tonight I'm a woman again. And I'm like, yeah, tonight, long dick from the back. And bro, now we go in the car. I hope she never see this video. We go in the car. So in the car, it's my manager in the front, her friend, me on the side, with my best friend Elisio on my left and her on the right. And so we were talking, and listen, the girl is super intelligent. She's a lawyer, so she's like, you know, like, and everybody in the car is having
she's engaged.
Yeah. Everybody in the car is having a great conversation. We're here, we're talking, etc., etc. And at a point, Elisio is like, on my left ear, is like, yo, so what about the girl you were talking about, like your new? And I'm like, that's the girl on my right. And he start like, you know when somebody is laughing but he's in the car, and I'm like, yo, fuck you, shut up. So
This is ridiculous.
we do the show. I hope she never see this video. We do the show. We do the show. After the show, I go to Elisio's room and I stay there talking until 6 a.m. because I'm hoping she's gonna fall asleep.
Bro.
And at a point, he kicks me out of his room.
She's still awake.
And she's still awake, waiting on the bed like this. Like with her. All listen, I felt horrible. I felt horrible. So she's here with her beautiful lingerie, and I'm here like, and I went in the bed, and listen, the body is amazing because my body just shut down. I just went.
Bro, you know, like this whole story, you are the reason why this woman probably has never looked at a man again. That's what I'm thinking right now. You are the reason why she probably doesn't have the internet, so she'll never get to see this. You are the reason why she shut herself away from the world, Kaysha.
No, you know what was the worst part? The next day I wake up and she went down and she brought breakfast. And now I feel horrible. Now I feel horrible. I'm like, oh my God. And so now we're here, and so we take a breakfast, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I fell asleep. You know, I was tired after the show. It was a long day yesterday. And she's like, no, it's okay, darling. It's no problem. There will be other occasions, whatever. So we have a breakfast, and then we take the car, and we drive till drive back to Paris. We drive back to Paris. As soon as we arrive, they drop us at the train station, and so I bring her to the train, and so I'm here with her suitcase, and I'm putting everything in the train and everything, and then she looks at me and she sheds a tear, and she's like, I'm sorry that I was not up to the level that you wanted. And I'm like, no, you know, it was like, no, it's not this, and then listen, I was like, no, listen. Let me just go to. I'll go there in the north. I'll go see you. Thank you so much, Motomoto. And I'm like, oh, don't worry, we'll meet each other, etc., etc. And the girl's like, no, it's okay. I don't want your pity.
Do you know?
And bro, listen. After that, so until then, she was the sweetest person in the world. And after that, she went full psycho.
Of course, that's what always happens.
Then she starts sending like horrible messages.
Long paragraphs.
Long paragraphs. She was like, "Where is my long dick from the back, motherfucker?" Where? and
you gave it away.
And so after a point, I think after 2 weeks of sending me like messages on SMS. So back then there was no WhatsApp. So we were like sending me SMSs, MSN messages. Like at a point I told her, listen, I'm a visual person. I knew it. I wanted to believe that I was not. Everybody has what they put in front. Some people want to put your soul in front, then they don't care about how you look. Some people want to put your intelligence, and some people think intelligence is beautiful.
Yours was visual.
Some people it's the eyes. Like if I don't like what I see, I cannot look at your heart, your intelligence. I'm sorry. Or I can look at intelligence and make you my best friend. I'm sorry. So I've been asking you for photos for 3 fucking months, and you deliberately always had an excuse. So listen, I'm sorry. If this happened, I was not trying to disrespect you, but in a way, I'm not gonna pretend I'm a victim here. But yeah, that was clickbait.
Bro, she knew. She set you up. It happened to her before. I'm telling you, she was thinking maybe this time I can hold on to this guy because we've spoken for 3 months.
Oh my
maybe
God.
the longest that she spoke to the last guy was 2 weeks. And she's thinking, I've got this guy for 3 months. I cannot afford to let him see my picture now. Now he's really in love with me. No, wait. Even if I look like a lizard, then he'll be like, I've hypnotized him. You know, the first half of the story, I felt sorry for her. Then the next quarter, I still felt sorry for her. But the moment you say to me that you asked her for a picture and she refused, she tried to manipulate you, bro. She knew. And let me tell you something. This story you're telling me, I actually have a joke, Kaysha, around that. Because I actually turned a scenario that I'd been through into a joke. But this was because when I was about 16 years old, we used to do, there's this thing called Black Chat. So, it was just a chat thing. You go on there, just names. Bro, we used to fall in love with fonts. With fonts. Kaysha, there was no pictures. Just the way the font looked, you thought, put like chocolate caramel or delicious strawberry. You think, oh, I like the way she put that Times New Roman font. Bro. And you start chatting to her, the thing she said, you start imagining what she looked like. And one of these days, at that time, the only numbers you had was your home telephone number where your parents lived. And I risked it. I risked my life. The girl, I told her the time to phone because I knew mom would be at the house, dad would be at the house. She phoned. I told her to come and see me. The first time we spoke on the phone, her voice, I said, God, this is fantastic. Her voice sounds like the way her font.
Exactly.
Look, bro, me and this girl spoke maybe 3 times. And then I said to her to come and meet me, and I told her the location. Outside the station, there's a phone box. Wait there.
I know this thing.
Wait there.
At the red phone box.
Get there at 4 p.m. because in my head, I'm going to get to you at 4:10. I want to see you. You must be there. She was there, bro, and I was walking towards the station. I remember the first half of the day, I was thinking, oh gosh, I'm lucky. Her voice was fantastic. All I had was her voice and her font. My guy.
A font.
Font, bro. She was in a phone box and her back was turned. So I'm walking, I can see she's in the phone box. I'm looking at the structure. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, at 16, anything will do. Bro,
16, anything would do.
anything would do at 16, Kaysha. You know what I'm saying? as long as you exist.
Yeah.
If you exist, that's good enough. Bro, she turned. Thank God I wasn't close. Because remember, we don't know what we look like. So if I walked past her, she would never.
Oh yeah, so because back in the days there was no photos.
Oh, my brother, I looked at the girl because she's waiting. You know she's waiting. Bro, when she turned, Kaysha, I kept walking. I walked past
Straight.
I walked past the phone box, Kaysha, and I kept walking. Kaysha, I don't know where I ended up. My house is back that way. My house is there. I just kept walking. Not today.
That's mean.
Not today. Now, but let me tell you, but that's not the joke, my friend. So years later, when I started to stand up, one of my earliest jokes was, I'll shorten the joke for you. I'm on Facebook. I just, the story is that my parents were concerned because I was single for so long. So I decided to, connect with somebody that was philosophical, spiritual, somebody that understood me, laughed at my jokes. So I went on Facebook and I added a lady, her name was Chocolate Caramel. And me and Chocolate Caramel had no picture. I didn't care because I'm all about personality. Yeah, that's what I'm all about. Personality. Yeah. I'm the kind of guy that looks at a girl from afar and I'm like, ooh, look at the sense of humor on her. Ooh, I love the loyalty on her chest. I'm the guy.
On her chest.
Now, I'm personality. So she didn't have a picture, I didn't care. We spoke for about three weeks. We exchanged, messages. It was fantastic. Then it came a day we needed to meet. I said, babe, we need to meet. She said, yes, darling. Well, I said, I need a picture. And she said, listen, when you see me, I'm Beyonce and Rihanna combined. I'm like, wow, you are Beyonce. I love that. My bro, I didn't sleep. You know when you're so excited, you sleep like we used to sleep in Congo back in the days for those who went through civil war all night.
Eyes open.
Bro, the next day I logged onto Facebook to get the picture. You know what happens on Facebook. You've been on there many times. You have to click on the picture for the picture to get bigger.
Yeah.
Asha. Bro, I clicked on this picture. Now, I want to use a different word to ugly, but I can't think of a different word to ugly. Because I fell in love with this girl. I gave her all my time. Bro, I clicked on this picture. Kaysha, the picture was so bad. Facebook logged out automatically. I started getting viruses on my laptop. I took the laptop to the laptop shop. The man said, oh, you connected with Chocolate Caramel. You are not the first. You will not be the last. We can't help your laptop. So, bro.
You know that there's I remember that at that time, the time of hunting, we had a fugly. At the time of when MySpace started, I had women knew how to take photos with angles. That was before filters, before you could arrange your skin, but they had like a way. Yeah, exactly. They knew how to. There was the duck face, first of all. And then they knew the right angle to look, or sometimes they only show like a part, right? Exactly. So I'm here and I'm talking to this girl, and because I learned my lesson from the girl from the train, right?
Of course you did.
So I gave her an appointment in a place that had 10 exits. And I told her to wait for me in one of the exits so I could go to the complete opposite exit and look from far away and be able to invent something. And yeah, it happened to me 2 or 3 times that
wow,
the girls from MySpace look so amazing in photo
all
and
day
then
long.
and then they look like Chewbacca when you're there.
Chewbacca. Hey, listen, bro, do you know the scary things? You got the pictures I don't like, the ones that are always like this. Too close.
Yeah.
Never focus pictures.
Yeah.
Never. You have to get a picture where they're all the way back so you can see how much of their body covers the world.
Nah, it's like
how much covers the world. You have to be very careful. Angles.
so you know my song Kaysha Ondikwa.
Yes.
There's two guys singing in there. One is Anofela, the other one is Top One. And I used to call them my space junks because those one they eat anything. So anytime I would have a meeting and of somebody I don't know yet, I would go with them so that I can have somebody call me to say that there's something to do in the studio, and I'll be like, oh no, come on, I'm busy. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. Listen, I pay the bill of the drinks on me, and I bounce and I tell the guy, yo, good luck. Anyway, I don't know how we went from
Bro, because this is the reality of the internet. It's social media. Many people are connecting on social media, getting into relationships, having children, happily married ever after.
That's true. Somebody in there said that they met. Somebody met his wife on Twitter. Let me see who he was.
And it can work out, but that's for the minority. The majority are like, oh man.
Hello, Hosanna from Brazil. Who's there? Who was it? Hola, Tina.
Tina Sacramento. I like that name.
Yeah, this is Tina. Tina likes Tina. So Tina is special. Tina doesn't understand nothing of what we say because she only speaks Portuguese.
So she's just watching our lips.
But she's there every night.
That's loyalty. Maybe this is her way of learning English. I like that. She's very loyal and aggressive.
Yeah, and listen, AJ is here teaching her English.
Ah, there you go.
And that's what be careful. The profile picture, you only see, the angle. There's a lot of light.
There's
AJ,
careful. There's a lot of light.
Careful.
Bandanas.
Learn from the big brothers. CV Beat says, "What's up, Eddie?"
What's up, my bro?
Queen Julie says, "Hi, Eddie."
Julie Baddie, but Julie, you're giving us the angles, Julie. You're giving us the angles. These are the angles we're talking about.
Well, Julie is bad. Like Julie Baddie, that's her name. So if
Julie Baddie,
if you follow her on Instagram, yeah.
I don't like no trouble.
Yeah, stay away. She's danger. Tina says, "Hola, Kadi."
Oh, hola, Tina.
And look,
I can't speak Portuguese.
And look, AJ, instead of saying hi, Eddie, he replies, "Hola, Tina." Look at these guys.
AJ is focused.
AJ is focused.
He's focused on his silver.
Joan is saying, "Shout out to all the African dads, the true players for real."
The true players for real.
Moto, our Zimbabwean friend is saying, "I met my wife on Twitter."
Wow. Moto music. Moto means fire in our language, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
Took risk with fire.
Yeah,
twice.
Exactly.
You won. You came out the other side winning. Like I said, many people, it hasn't been the same. It has not been the same. I'm telling you, some people don't even use their own pictures. Some people will say, "This is how I see myself."
Listen, I had a girl that I spoke with for 3 years on Facebook. Her name was Veronica St. Martin. And we spoke for years, like back in 2006 until 2009. And I remember that at a point she disappeared from Facebook from like 6 months. And when she reappeared, all her photos were different. But because I didn't really like do the math in my head. I didn't. Yeah, she was nice, but I never met her, and we were just talking. I never really, pay attention.
Pay attention, yeah. You just kind of like.
And I was just like, oh, her photos look different. Maybe she did surgery or whatever. And then I start asking myself if she was not a catfish. Because there's a lot of women who love to come to talk with me, and sometimes it's a guy.
Bro, let me. Oh, see?
Wait, I got one. And one day I realized that I think there was the guy who I forgot the name of this actor. He married a Romanian model, a Romanian supermodel. And when I saw the photos of that supermodel, I was like, oh, there she is. So some of these people, they go to the photos of these people from another country, and every time the person posts, they take those photos and they post on theirs, and then they just. Then I remember that my ex-girlfriend, beautiful Asian woman, one day she was in the street and one guy was like, "Oh, so now you're gonna pretend you don't know me?" And she was like, "I don't know you," and he was like, "No, we speak all the time on Facebook." And she was like, "I'm sorry, but no." And then the guy sent her a message on Facebook, and then he was like, "Oh my God, I just realized that I've been speaking to somebody who was using your photos." My wife has probably 10 people impersonating her on Instagram.
Yeah, it happens.
You always have to like, and me one day I talked to a girl who told me, please talk to my friend, because she's been talking to a guy
that looks like that's you,
and his best friend, and he's been pretending that he's you for 2 years. She's been sending him money, etc. And I was like, show me the profile. And the guy was one guy, and the best friend of this guy was, so the first guy was using all my photos, and the second guy was using all the photos from Fali Ipupa. and the whole time, I was like, so I had to send a message to the girl and say, hey, I'm Kaysha, I'm sorry that what's going on with you, but has nothing to do with me. I never met you.
This is a whole career,
Yeah.
It's a whole career. This is why you gotta be careful. Me on Instagram, you gotta be careful the conversations you have with people. It's gotta be like tit and tat. Then I now want to FaceTime. Then we can really open up. We must FaceTime. We must.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to pictures. I always say to people, I send people messages, I am not talking to pictures. This is as close to insanity as you can ever get. Absolutely not. You must FaceTime. I refuse to get catfished. Oh!
Listen, I've been catfished. So.
I know some people who were sending money to their supposedly new boyfriends in Italy.
Oh my God.
For time.
That shit is crazy, bro.
And they were showing off to their friends, bro. Showing off to their friends. My man this, my man that, my man. Yeah, I'm flying out there tomorrow. My man, I'm flying out. Girl bought the tickets and everything, bro, to fly to Italy. That morning to confirm everything, she sent all the money over because he was like, I need to secure the place, the villa we're gonna stay in, as you said. I need to hire the car. Also, yeah. Oh man, my card is not working, but they're gonna release the money tomorrow. So this is a true story, bro.
Yeah.
That morning when she's calling the guy, hey, it went from grun grun to what do you want? That was a ringtone. What do you want? Love doesn't live here anymore. Bro, phone was not ringing, my guy. The phone wasn't ringing.
That's crazy.
Even make it to that.
And I know a guy that was his specialty in Ivory Coast. He had a web cafe where all the guys were pretending to be women, and when you call them on I'm talking about the early days of the internet.
Yeah.
When you call on Skype or FaceTime or whatever, they have a way to make you believe or they have a girl that comes just to pretend that she's the one and just show herself just a little bit, and then she does like, I don't want to talk too much, so I'm gonna hang up, and then they go back to regular chatting. But now that you saw the girl,
you're there.
So you talk for and they target like retired old white guys, guys that are divorced, whatever, and they start talking with these people, and at a point, hey, what up? I didn't hear from you for 5 days, because they know how to do it. Once you hook, they disappear for 5 days, and then they reappear and they said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I have real problems at the house. My mother's cow has died prematurely, and now we don't know how we're gonna do until the end of the month. So I'm so sorry if I might not even have enough money to buy the internet to talk to you. I've missed you so much, but I'm so sorry if I disappear. Maybe in a month or two, when the problems are solved, I will reappear." And then the guy does, "Okay, go to Western Union." They know how to do it. And these guys, they have like a list of like 10, 20, 30 guys that they are dealing with, and they know for each guy which stage they are. And like, they just go from one person to another. This is crazy. Like
this has been happening.
Yeah.
They in Nigeria they call them Yahoo boys.
Yahoo boys, because of Yahoo.
That's what. Yes. Because they use the internet. This is a known fact.
That's
crazy. The crime code that they've coined, 419. From Nigeria, and they get a lot of people from all over the world. Just today, in the group chat, my friend said to me, I think it's like a 70-year-old woman, British woman that was she sent about 18,000 pounds.
Oh my God.
I'm like, bro, it has been happening for too long. It's 2020. Didn't you learn from your age mate?
No, because the thing is, when it happens to you,
you don't realize.
You don't realize. Listen, I remember I went to Ivory Coast, and I met this girl. Like, she was so beautiful, mixed Lebanon, Ivory Coast, like just a beauty. So of course I went to ask to the DJ of the club, "Yo, so who's this girl?" "Oh, c'est ma bonne petite." So I was like,
yeah.
So yeah, what's the pedigree? What kind of person is this? What does she do? No. She's really a good girl. She doesn't go out that much. But the problem is, you trust that person who probably actually works with her.
100%.
And
100%.
So she's here with her friend. They're both beautiful. Me, I'm like, oh my God, like. And the worst part is that I remember at the show, I was singing Fiona, and she was like, "Yeah, why don't you never sing for us here?" And me, I'm like, oh my God, she's amazing. She's beautiful. Now I sing for her, I sing for the whole club. It was like 8,000 people. But then she's there in the club, and now we start talking, and she's like, I don't really do this. I never do this, but because I don't want to be like a groupie or whatever, but I really want to stay with you tonight. And me, I'm like, well, I don't do this either, but why are you laughing? And so we go together. Of course, we have sex, whatever. And once we're done, she's like, and me, I'm like,
Kaysha, you have seen some things in your life,
Hey, yo, bro. So me, I'm like, hey, what's wrong? Like, I'm not judging you or do any regrets. Hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Do you need something? And she's like, no, it's just that I never felt so good in my life. I never felt so loved. And my first reaction was like, really? But my ego took over. And I was like,
you want to believe that your whole
I was like, long dick from the back. Yeah. And bro, so at the same time, you know, sometimes as a man, and especially intelligent men, at the same time you are like enjoying thinking that it might be true, but at the same time your eyes see some details and you're like, that's strange.
Yeah.
And so we really went to pick her up in the ghetto, but she had the 2 latest iPhones and she had 2 of them. And I was like, okay, this is strange, but, and yeah, so she stayed in the hotel like 5 days, the whole time I was there. So me, I was like, and then I remember that a friend of my mother was there, because at a point we used to live in Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
So this friend of my mom was there, and so she came to take breakfast with us. And then the girl was so polite, and she was like, oh, Tantine, vraiment, je suis content de rencontrer quelqu'un de sa famille. Oh, I'm so happy to meet somebody from his family, whatever. And my auntie is like, oh, I really like this girl. I'm so happy for you, my son. I'm going to Congo, and I will tell your mom that you're in good hands. I'm very happy, my son. And now I'm starting to believe the whole thing. But then I go back to France, and I'm starting to, you know, she sends me text all the times, and she's like, oh my God, I can't wait to come here, etc. And I'm like, okay, calm down. But I'm starting to believe this.
This is, yeah.
Until I talked to 3 different artists who explained to me the exact same scenario with the exact same person. Wow.
Why would you even try with artists who are out there that are connected? I just don't understand.
Listen, some people are, it's just professionals. It's professionals.
The world is crazy, you know.
The world is crazy, bro.
And it's not going to change.
It's not. It's getting worse.
It is not going to change. A lot of people now, you know, everything is laid on everything is an advert. I start to realize everything is an advert. You know, the girl will take a picture. Even the guys will take pictures, and the caption has nothing to do with the picture they're taking. They will give you some inspirational talk about, oh man, when Lumumba was alive, this world was a fantastic place. And you see, what's that got to do with Lumumba?
The duck face.
What's that got, bro? You know, and then they just leave the comment section open for, bro.
Oh yeah.
That is not.
That's crazy.
I always wonder if how, you know, the Portuguese community, how they experience the internet, if it's the same as the Anglophone community. Do you think there's a difference in the behavioral pattern? I feel like Portuguese are more sensual. They're more they're more kizomba.
It's war out there. It's like they're bandits. They're bandits. Talking about Portuguese. Hi, Sarah. Sarah says hi from Portugal.
Hi, Sarah Monica Silva.
Hi, Cesaltina. Tudo bem?
That looks like the Tina from before.
Oh, yeah. She changed her name. Oh, okay.
I don't know. And the picture.
Yeah, she changed the picture. Okay, well. Hey, Jay, you handle that? Ellis, I met my husband from watching him on TV. Wow. You have to explain to us this story.
This looks like I want him.
Yeah, like him rubbing the remote control.
I want him. She controlled his life. Wow.
Ralphie saying, "What's up, Eddie?
What's up, man? What's
up,
man?
Eldiano? My, this is the guy who played guitar in my last show in Kinshasa. Sango Malamu, mon frère.
How was it in Kinshasa? I miss home,
bro.
Man.
That was
crazy. Every day looked like, every day looked like. You was catching up with some of my people as well. I saw you, my bro Steve.
I didn't have time to meet like all the people I wanted because I was working.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really made the best out of it.
Yeah, I saw the garden party. That looked amazing.
Moto is saying, nice cup, Eddie.
Thank you, my man. This cup is from, I collect mugs, by the way.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's my thing. So whenever I travel, so this one is from South Africa.
Yeah, I could see from the
See the vibe? Yeah, when I was in South Africa, this is what I collected. So I'm not a mug, but I collect mugs. Let's just so we're very clear. So for anyone out there that's trying to slide in my DM and think they can take me for a mug, no, I've got enough mugs already.
Tina is saying she has 2 accounts. This is why.
Tina, we was getting very concerned about it. We was getting very concerned.
AJ is saying, I'm learning from the big boys. I'm staying focused.
AJ, listen, my bald-headed brother, I feel you. You know, these days, with the bold people are very popular. They've even created a filter for us.
There's a TV show called Catfish, where they go find an imposter pretending to be. Yeah, listen, I remember one day in Catfish, the imposter was the cousin. It was the gay cousin who was pissed of I don't know why. So
set the cousin up.
Yeah. She was some jealous part, and you know. Some girl told me the other day was like, you owe me $4,000. Are you gonna send me or not?
Wow. Listen, have you seen these latest? I believe it's on TikTok. No, actually, also I think on Instagram. It's called influencer prank. Bro, it's hilarious. So what you do? The trick is this. So imagine you're at home, right? Mm-hmm. You're sitting there, and then your missus now gets on the live. But when she's on the live, she's filming you. So you don't know that she's filming you.
Okay.
So she now starts to talk. So for example, the missus is like, hey guys, just sitting here at home with my husband. I know many of you people have been asking about my skincare routine. Just to let you guys know, I do 5,000 press-ups at 5 in the morning. So now we're seeing your reaction. You know your wife doesn't even do 1 press-up. So you're like, I do 5,000.
So she's filming you. She's pretending she's filming herself.
She's filming herself. And it's actually live at home. I do 5,000 press-ups in the morning. Then I drink 5 liters of water by 10 a.m. I've also just spent 2,500 euros on this cream. And they come and see the husband. There was one where the lady said, she literally pretended that she was talking to a call center. The call center said, yes, your bag has arrived, madam. Your bag has arrived, and that will be 5,000 euros. And you see the husband go, huh? And then the lady goes, would you like to use the same card you used last time? Well, yes, ending with number 4362. You see the husband rushing for his wallet. He rushes for his wallet and checks his card. The guy went flying over just to stop that phone conversation. He bumped his head on the floor. Bro.
I think I saw the one where they're lying that the kid is replying to their mom, and like they say, "Oh, shut the fuck up, mom." And then there's one where the dad is drinking. She's like, and he starts running after the girl and says, "It's a prank! It's a prank! It's a prank!" You know, like yo,
some of these things are risky, man. I'm saying, nah. Some of them are too risky. You're like, yo, I would have tried some of these things.
Talking about Portuguese, Sara Monica is saying, gosto da tua maneira de falar, Eddie.
What does that mean?
I love the way you talk, Eddie.
Oh, how do you say, oh. Kaysha. How do you say ho?
You just say ho.
I just want to be able to say ho in Portuguese. No. How do you say thank you?
Obrigado.
That's right. I knew that. Sara Monica, obrigado. Obrigado.
You're a comedian. It's so funny when you tell a story like that. But he's the comedian. I'm just...
Listen. Kay is a real comedian because this guy spent 3 months of his life 3 months. That's a tour. That's about 5 hits. That's a lot of streaming. My guy, that's 5 trips to Congo on a girl that he literally, he went to his boys' room. You went to your boys' room for 6 hours. That's it.
And
Till 6 in the morning.
I don't know what to say. Like,
that's crazy, bro. That story there, it will stay with me for a long time because
you know, I think that sometimes you need to believe in something, even if deep down you know that you are taking some risk, but then you like, no, it's not possible. Like, you assemble in your head all the details and you like, nah, she must look like that.
Yeah, it's true. You do convince yourself.
You convince yourself, and then you convince yourself that you actually don't care. Like, you don't care about the looks. You're like, hey, listen, I could have, maybe I've been with 1,000 models in my life, but it's time for me to be with, a real person.
A noodle.
To be with a noodle. Time to be with a macaroni.
Time to be with a macaroni. Listen, this is when your friends will tell you the truth, man. You know when your friend look at you and say, like the way your friend laughed at you, your friend laughed in your heart.
Listen, that was a, you know, and the thing is, it's a good lesson for you as a person, because then you realize what you cannot fake.
Yeah.
Because I could have pretended, not because a lot of guys would pretend. They would just go and be normal and say, oh, listen, you're here in my bed. Let's enjoy the night and turn off the lights and let's go. And like, she's been waiting for 6 years to have a great time. Yeah, listen, she deserves a great time. But because of the honesty, you're like, I cannot do this because of all the conversation that we had and all the things we promised to each other for 3 months. Because in the beginning, it started normal, but then she started calling me, hey, don't forget that you have studio. They call you at 1 p.m. Hey, don't forget that you have to take a pose. Did you eat well?
She became your personal assistant.
And you know, and she's like giving you like support, calling you every day. And yeah, you like, damn, like all these fake people and all these women that, yeah, they're beautiful, but you know they're not here for you. You know that, like, they like, and it's good to have somebody that you because you never seen her at the same time. There's a point where it's soul to soul. There's a reality in the conversation. The conversation was real. It never changed. It's just that you want to pretend that your eyes are not important, and then all of a sudden your eyes say, nah, nigga, nah, my brother.
Listen, everything you just said is so romantic and so beautiful and so poetic. But I ain't buying nothing. I ain't even buying it for free. What I'm saying to you is, all that is nice. But if this person is not sending me pictures, I don't care how many meetings you remind me to go to. I am reminding you of the pictures.
Well, you know, it's sometimes, you know, you just wanna. Well, okay, wait. Joan is asking a great question. The eyes were supposed to be green and yellow. Was it real? That's the worst part. Everything was real. She said curly hair that looked golden. It was true. She said caramel. It was true. The eyes were green. All these was true. But yeah.
So maybe it was like too curly. It was army green eyes. You know.
Noodles.
Like. A noodle. That's right.
The thing is, it was just that. Yeah, she was just none. I don't know. Like, it's hard to explain.
It's hard,
and it's like she finally, after a month or two, she sent me she finally sent me a message saying, I'm sorry. It is true that I could have sent a photo. I hope that you didn't care or whatever. Da 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 da
Too late.
da.
It's too late.
I was like, nah, listen, it's all good. I didn't. No hard feelings. It's just that. Yeah, I mean, listen.
It's
There's
too
a
late.
show over here where the guy's been talking to a girl in the Ukraine for 7 years. He sent her money and gift and traveled 3 times to the Ukraine and has never seen her. There's a show on Netflix. I forgot the name, where there's a bunch of guys, the bunch of Americans that they go to a ballroom where they meet a lot of girls from the East. And this guy falls in love with this girl, sends money, sends the daughter to school, whatever. And then at a point she disappears, and then the guy decides to travel all the way to there, finds her, to confront her, whatever. And she's like, I don't want to see you, whatever, please go back. And then he realized that she works for the mafia, that all the money he's sending, like she keeps like 20% and the rest goes to the mafia, whatever. And yeah, that's her job. She's been talking to a bunch of guys. Like, it's on Netflix. I forgot the name. It's about like it's a company.
Oh,
All
bro,
they do is hook up people
find-
with girls from the East.
You need to find the name of it. I need to watch this because
What was the wait? Let me go on Netflix and see.
this is ridiculous.
Yeah, listen,
What?
that documentary is crazy.
If I turned up and you've been giving my money to the mafia, I mean, what am I going to do? I'm going straight back on the plane.
Yeah, listen, that's the thing. Like, why are you still here, bro?
I'll be like, oh, it's for a good cause. I totally understand why you need to do what you need to do. And I'm going to stay alive and get back on the plane. That's it. What conversation am I having with you after that?
Let me see. Documentaries.
You have been had.
Love. Let me see if I say documentaries. Love. If I find it, I remember that.
That is crazy.
That was I don't even know if I'm. Yeah. The documentary is. Let me see.
There's so many of these kind of
Yeah.
right.
But it was like one of the first documentaries I saw on Netflix, like
Oh,
back in
then-
the days. No,
Then it'll be early.
yeah, I'm trying to find the name of this thing. Trending, watch it again. TV, Netflix original, documentaries. Wait, documentaries. There you go. I hope is there. Climb trending, watch it again. Behind the women getting the action. Crime documentary, docu-series. Nya. Travel, showbiz. I wish I remember the name of this thing. Social and cultural documentary, maybe. Let's see. What was the name of this thing? And those guys, like, they go in a big party. I don't know. Secret Love? No, it's not this.
All I know is even after we finish talking, you better find it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna find it. I just need to remember what was the name, because it was really about. It was really about. They all go to a party, and then you have all these girls that are from the East, and everybody's like looking, and then they follow who's gonna get married, not, and some actually end up getting married. They do the marriage. The woman get the green card. Some really meet the love of their life.
The love of their life.
And
yeah.
some others get scammed. Some others and listen, the guy went all the way to Ukraine and wherever he went, but completely forgot the name of this document. Well, I'll find it. That's
man.
It's on my list of things that I've seen.
These things are risky, man.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to. I'm not going all the way to all the way to Ukraine to, and
Bro,
I'm not meeting somebody in a ballroom.
I telling you, I knew never to do that. What should we call it? Social distancing, dating stuff. From the moment I saw that girl in the phone box. After that, I said there'll be no more phone boxes. No more. We must know what we're dealing with before we encounter. I am sorry, because that's painful. Huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a lot of time wasted.
and then you created someone in your head. That person exists as far as you're concerned.
Yeah.
Then suddenly then suddenly they don't exist. Hey, no.
That's crazy.
No.
So with all this, we didn't even talk about you. We keep talking about.
We did talk about me.
Yeah, we did actually. We know.
Everything you've been through, I've been through. It seems. Anyway.
So how many people were at your biggest show?
13,000.
13,000 people.
Yeah, man, and it was crazy, bro. It was.
That's 2009.
That's 2009. So it's two different things. So I did the 2 nights in a row. I ended up actually doing 5 years later, but at a venue called the Hackney Empire, which holds 2,600 people. So I did a Saturday and a Sunday. So that was 5 years after the O2, right? That was in 2015. Sorry, the O2 Arena was 2010. In 2009, I was doing the baby O2. It's called the Indigo O2. So it's inside the arena. You know the Indigo.
Yeah,
so it was inside the arena. So I did that twice in a row. And actually, during that 2009 era, 2008, 2009, the Indigo 2 wasn't really a performance venue. It was more of an after party venue.
Okay.
And they had actually lined it for the Michael Jackson concerts. So that was going to be the after party for all 50 dates of Michael Jackson. Of course, Michael passed away. Those dates were freed. We went for them. They were like, why do you guys want to do a show? It was like, we want to do a comedy show there. And then they were like, are you sure you can sell this space? So yeah. And we did. We sold it out. Then we went to do another one 3 months later, sold that out. Then we thought, you know what? We had a fan base. We wanted to create, because we came from the sort of what they call the urban comedy scene in the UK.
Okay.
The black scene, which is still massive but never get the mainstream exposure.
Yeah.
We wanted to make some noise, so we went for the main arena. They didn't believe we could do it, and we did, and it's something. I became the first Black British comedian to headline at the O2 Arena, and since then we haven't had any other. We've had Chris Rock has performed there. Kevin Hart, of course, has done it there, but we still haven't had a Black British comic to do it. And as a Congolese, it's something that I hold dear to my heart, because I feel like there's just some things you do that for me, it's not about being British. It is about being a young Congolese who came over here. My parents brought me over here, and it's something that I can give back to them as an honor and to my people.
That's beautiful. And so how would you describe your style of comedy? Is it like Eddie Murphy style?
That's a good question. So my comedy is observational and educational.
Okay.
So I like to use the term edutainment. So I entertain and educate at the same time, and that really came from the passion and the hunger to break down stereotypes about being African. Growing up in this country, there was a lot of stereotypes and misunderstandings of being African, and a lot of people were being put off and just going back home, and they looked at us different, the way we spoke and the food we ate and how we danced, and then we started to be convinced that we were lesser than. So then we were ashamed. We wanted to now fit in before the other cultures, trying to be more British and sort of speaking like this, and kind of staying away from speaking Lingala, your actual mother tongue and all that type of stuff, or dressing up a certain way, or knowing that you go to a Congolese church. You don't want people to know all that because they will see you lesser than. Not knowing, for years, these people have admired us. They've taken our cultures. They've had fun with it, my bro. So for me, I realized, after a while, when I realized the trick, I said, I'm not scared of you guys. I know what you're after. I know what it is. So I started educating, not just those people who went for my culture, but those people from my culture who were shying away. So by educating them and letting them know that actually we are excellent. Actually, our culture has taught the world, and it will continue to teach the world. This is why Africans talk like this. This is why we're so passionate, and just make it in a very funny way. And then you kind of go deeper and say the differences between a West African and an East African or Central African, and even in West Africa, the difference between a Nigerian and a Ghanaian, because the idea is that Africa, as much as I look at Africa as borderless, we still are a continent with many different types of people on there, many different cultures.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will go. I used to have one of my jokes where I'm in school when I first came to the UK, and one of these kids, let's call him Billy. Billy will come to me and he say, "Yo, so Ed, mate, so what? You're African, yeah?" Yeah. He said, "Well, can you speak African?" I said, "What the hell is African as a language? What do you want me to speak a cocktail of different languages? That's not how Africa works." I had to start breaking down. I just explained to you, Africa is not a country, it's a continent. You have Ghana,
54 countries, 2,000 languages.
Bro, and in the UK, the majority of the Africans are from West Africa, Ghanaians and Nigerians. And the difference between a Ghanaian and a Nigerian is Nigerian, people, when they speak, I like to use the word passion. A Nigerian will speak like, if you saw a Nigerian from afar, this is what I saw one time. There was no noise. A Nigerian woman and a Nigerian man having a conversation. This is what the Nigerian man would do. When I got close, I realized, I thought this man was about to beat up his woman, Kaysha. No. This Nigerian man was being romantic. It's the words that came out of his mouth. I realized the accent is different, the passion is different. His wife's name was Funke. He said, "Funke, oh my God, after 35 years, look how wonderful you still look. I will never divorce you." Hey! Nobody is prettier than my woman. If I divorce you, I must be mad. That's when I realized this Nigerian man was being romantic. But then you look at the Ghanaian people, they're a bit more softly spoken. Ghana was was actually the first sub-Saharan country to gain independence. They don't like trouble. They were like, "Please, just leave. Take whatever you want." But when Ghanaian people speak, they speak like they're doing an a cappella, like karaoke. Ask the Ghanaian for directions. "Oh, how do I get to Lisbon?" "Okay, so you want to get to Lisbon. And what you want to do is that you go straight. And you keep going straight." A roundabout to a Ghanaian is the longest thing in the whole world. When you get to the roundabout, you fall asleep. So I will break it down to people, make it fun. Show that there's differences, Then I talk about being Congolese. I said, Congolese people, we dance like, we're ready for war. Because of our civil war for years. When a Congolese man dances, he's looking for the last enemy. The last guy who wanted to try it to him. So when his eyes are open, he's just ready. He's already warning you before it's time. You understand? And it's fun. So my, I'm very animated, but I'm really all about culture. In this country, they know me as the African comedian, and I take that with pride. And it's crazy. When I go to Africa, they see me as the British comedian, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's interesting. I actually have the same thing where everywhere I go, they believe I'm from here.
Yeah.
Like, and even at home, some people think I'm from the West Indies. Some other things that I'm from Angola, Mozambique.
Imagine.
I'm from everywhere. And me, I'm like Ivory Coast. Like, and me, I'm like, yeah, listen.
No one is more Congolese than you. Your dad has proven that.
Yeah,
right?
but I mean, I'm at the same time, I'm like, listen, I represent for everybody, so it's all good. Like,
but you also have Portuguese in you anyway.
Yeah, my mother is half Portuguese.
Yeah. So a bit of that shines so they kind of go, nah. We can see, we see one of the cheeks, the right cheek is Portuguese.
Yeah, you see?
The right cheek is Portuguese. But yeah, man. But,
I have to show people, because I need everybody to go and follow you.
Yeah,
right?
man.
I need to show everybody if this thing works. This is Eddie's Instagram. So everybody, go follow him on Instagram. It's Comedy Kadi.
Yeah. So I was being smart with the words. So because my name is Eddie Kadi, then for a people come, it becomes comedy, which is what I do. So now, yeah. So I played around with it a little bit.
So go ahead and follow him on on the socials. Instagram is and on YouTube you can see his shows.
Yep.
His comedy. There's a lot of things here. So what? Talk to me about that event where you invited me.
Oh
to
my
speak
God.
About.
Yeah. Oh man, the lives.
Yeah, the lives. What were you trying to do for Africa?
Yeah. First of all, so grateful, bro. I mean, look, I think since we've met, you've always been a stand-up guy, and we have a mutual friend in the incredible Nelson Benguela.
Yeah.
The maestro. But since we met, you've been a stand-up guy. So I was so happy to have had you there because your story was so powerful. But the idea of those conversations actually, I've been for a very long time, like I said, even through my comedy, I've just been wanting to do my part in releasing some stereotypes and showing a different side to the continent, diasporans. And I'm a great believer that as diasporans, we have a massive role to play in changing the fates and the face and the destiny of Africans and the younger generation coming up, right? Like we're just supposed to put the bricks and then one day our children's children will live in the big houses. Yeah. And that's how we have to look at it. We can't expect the way Africa, the world, and I don't like speaking on it from a victim's point of view. I don't believe in that.
Me neither.
I believe as Africans we've conquered. We have conquered before. We continue to conquer now, but those stories are not shown. We have our own narrative. We have our own way. We have our shortcomings, but that's okay. So do Americans. So do that's in Asia. So everybody's got their shortcomings.
Yeah.
So my whole angle is to continue to just share the beautiful stories and encourage each other to say there's more to us than the media that we don't own shows, right? So we have to counteract that. So I worked on a project called Getting for Africa. And it was basically to help promote information based on COVID-19 and its effects across the continent for those people who didn't have access to the information via social media and all that. And through that moment, I encountered so many different artists from across the continent because we actually did a online festival, where different people performed and they did different things and just to raise awareness, right? So during that time, I realized that, okay, we can have the performances, we can also have conversations. There's so many Africans in the diaspora who have achieved great things and have got great stories to tell that people never get to understand. They only see one person. Maybe this person's a musician, maybe this person's a politician or an entrepreneur, or a football player, a sportsman. So I decided, to contact the people that I respect, the people that I know have achieved a lot in their career, or the people that are working, and some of them may not be public figures, but they're doing as much in the background, and just to get some light and shed and educate, whether they were from the motherland directly, or they're from the Caribbean, or they're based in America. So I had a few people that will come on. One of my friends, Eugene Aisi, was a massive entrepreneur, a politician as well. We went to the same university together, but he does a lot of business across the continent, a lot of commodities. So he had a conversation talking about it is possible to thrive with business, living in the diaspora, but also being able to connect to the continent. Yeah. So he spoke on that. Another one of my friends, a guy called Chinedu Okeke, who's a Nigerian Igbo man, lawyer by trade, who is actually now head of Universal West Africa.
Oh, and nice.
At the time, at the time when we was talking, actually, he kept that a secret when he got the role until it was all confirmed. But during that time, he already had one of the biggest festivals in Nigeria called Gidi Fest, or one of the biggest festivals across Africa, which I've had the pleasure to host in Lagos for the last few years. So we were just talking about the idea of just connecting, the idea of connecting as Africans and moving forward and understanding our history, And then we had other people that were involved in the African Union and so many great conversations. And then we stumbled upon yourself too, with your story and your career and your dynamics between the African, the great African father of a giant, African giant of a father, your father is, and just his perception on your career, and you going down that route, and that conversation was beautiful. And what I loved about those conversations where they were so diverse.
Yeah.
We were talking to Caribbean people, like one of my good friends, Richard Blackwood, who's one of the biggest comedy legends from the UK. He's a Jamaican, born in the UK, and he was talking about his knowledge of knowing that, Africans and Caribbeans are connected, and he had great, vast history on the connection between Ghana and Jamaica, and that was beautiful to see. So that was the whole point, and I'm actually coming back with those, the second series of, because it was so popular, people really saw a different side to it. Sometimes it's, stand-up for me, comedy has put me on a platform where people are attentive and I've got their attention. And now, why not, show the other side to me and be able to draw in a different level of education, which I think is extremely important, especially for our children.
But that's very interesting in what we are all doing, is that we've all built our platforms, and now we are using our platforms.
Yes.
And it's interesting because even with all the despair that the COVID, the pandemic has caused, at the same time, a lot of us found a new voice. Comedians started uniting people. I'm a singer, producer, businessman in music, but I started using my YouTube channel where usually I put music, to do this show where I have conversations without really, just like these conversations. Like, we decided to do this, 4 hours ago, and we were like, yo, tonight, yeah, let's do it. Boom, 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 done.
Let's go.
And it's interesting because, and even Rahiz, who's here who's watching, if he's still here, is also using his platform to unite Capverdians, and then outside. All this is very interesting because we are now all using our platforms because we understand that at a point, once you reach a certain level of power, that you can use this to help others, to sometimes just inspire others, and sometimes just connect, help. It's really very interesting what's going on. There's a lot of people who are now using their platforms to do greater things, and the things that I even go beyond them. All the time, it takes a lot of time to do all these interviews, to do all this conversation, but it's actually fulfilling because there's actually a reward. There's a reward. Even I've seen how my YouTube channel has been growing since I started these last 4 months. My YouTube channel really, at a point in the beginning, I thought it was because of the pandemic, but now that a lot of these countries have put their people back in the streets, well, actually they're starting to put everybody back home. But I've seen the progression of my channel through all this. So
it shows that there are people that want it. People want to interact. People want to connect. Bro?
Yeah, true.
People are crying to connect, man. Like, we are so scattered around the world. I see us as siblings from the same mother, and we have been placed in different homes.
Yeah.
Some of us actually think we're orphanages, but we're not. Some of us think that we don't have siblings, but we do. Some of us think that we don't have a sense of belonging. We don't have culture, and that we've been lied to. So all these things.
We do it more than.
Exactly.
It's something I always say. I say we don't put our old people in those houses. We don't let them die alone. We show the beauty in our culture, but they take them at home.
Exactly. We never push away. We draw in. That's the kind of culture we have. We draw in. We like the idea of family. We like the idea of togetherness. So me, when I'm speaking to my Caribbean brothers, it's like I'm speaking to a Congolese. It's the same thing for me. I don't see it as though, because it's just different languages.
It's also a reason why I'm not frustrated, but I really don't get it when, for example, somebody has posted a video of one of my songs, something going on, and they did a compa remix, and our brother from NWE Worldwide posted the video of these people dancing, and instead of celebrating those people dancing, starting to have the same debate over and over. Oh, is it Zouk? Is it Kizomba? Is it
It's like
Kompa?
nobody
Or what the
cares,
dance? I was
man.
like,
Nobody
who cares?
cares.
Just enjoy. It is
Nobody
us.
cares.
It's all of us. It's like
all us. Exactly.
and at a point you got this guy who comes, oh, I'm from Angola. Kizomba came first. We invented all. She was, bro, come on, like. The Kompa people, Tabu Combo, they were in Angola. Like the person who invented Kizomba is from Congo. He was, and the problem is like there's a lot of ignorance and there's a lot of what I don't know if you saw that documentary, the social dilemma.
The social dilemma,
and
yeah.
Everybody just always want to come, like, you know, a lot of people want to come with affirmation before having the information.
Yes.
They come and like they talk like if they're sure. Like sometimes I see people talk about my songs and they say stuff that is not even true, but they hear no, this song is this style, this is Kizomba. I'm like, no, it's Cabo Zouk. They don't even know, but people are not interested in knowing. They're interested in saying something.
It's same, which is why when you go on social media, you see like you put something up and then you see the first comment. By the time you get to the bottom, it has nothing to do with the first comment.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah,
because it is that everybody wants, and you have to understand, for some people, that's all they've got.
Yeah.
Those level of interaction. And once again, it comes down to understanding our power, the togetherness. There's a Metre Gims documentary. I don't know if you've had a chance to have a look at it.
Yeah, not yet, but it's on my list.
Extremely powerful. And you watch this guy who's pulled up the Stade de France, you know, like thousands upon thousands of people.
80,000 people.
My God, bro. And it's like, this is a Congolese boy.
Yeah.
And in there, he breaks it down. And it's like, just understand that after all this, after everything was saying, does he rap, he's a Congolese boy. He's an African boy.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to focus on. And we have many of them like that. We have many like that around the world that are influencing on so many levels. When we now watch, even in America with our African American brothers, you know, you look at sports, you see the LeBron James, and then they've just done a documentary on Michael Jordan. Those are still our brothers. You know, you now go across and you see Lewis Hamilton, that's still our brother. And then you go on that side, you see Usain Bolt, still our brother. Then you see Idris Elba. Then you see, you know, Daniel Kaluuya. Then you see this one on Black Panther. And then you go to John Boyega on Star Wars. Yeah. And like, bro, it is non-stop, and it is us. Us. When they're talking about the level of entertainment, it's us. When we now start talking about outside of entertainment, it is still us.
Yep.
It's like we're not understanding the idea. It's almost like, you know, we always want to adhere to dividing, and that's something that I'm never going to say we need to stop, because that's generalizing. I'm not saying everybody's like that, but one thing I'm saying, even the ones who are not dividing, we have to make sure we pass on that information to our children. That's what's important. Our children must have the culture of unity. And then we will know. That's it. And that's why for me, I love entertainment, because it brings people together. Being part of like a great festival like Afro Nation show, that doing it in Portugal, in Faro, was one of the best experiences of my life. You know, and hopefully we're going back there again in July. Yeah. And just see so many
2021. Man, hopefully. It's crazy how much people want to forget about 2020.
Bro.
Like,
2020.
I've been living
in 2021. I've been living in 2021. As far as I'm concerned in my head, next year, I'm still 37. This year doesn't count.
Listen, bro, this year, everything happened.
I didn't blow my candle for my cake. I said, what do you mean? What? I said, where's the fire? I'm not blowing. There's nothing hot about this year. I'm not blowing it. I'm waiting till next year we start. I'll be like this. You know when they go, répéter.
Listen, with everybody, like in France, for example, they don't want to re-quarantine people, but they're doing everything that looks like a couvre-feu and a quarantine.
Yeah.
So we don't even know by December if we're not gonna all have to be home, we might all spend the New Year's in our balconies for those who have one.
Except for those who have one, it's true. Hey, let me tell you, let me ask you a question. When you got to Congo,
Yeah.
when you got to Kinshasa, how was the whole quarantine process? When you land, what happens?
Listen, I was telling this in the live Sunday. It was a very pleasant surprise.
Wow.
Like the first thing you do when you the good thing about 2020 is that I met Shada again and got to hang out with you guys. That is true. That is true, Ellis. That is true. When you leave the plane, the first thing you do, you take a shower of sanitized water that smells like Javel. That's the first thing too. Before you go to the passport check, everybody has to go under this and in front.
It's a proper like.
Yeah. It sounds like how do we call it? Like brumisateur. It's like, some restaurants they have in the summer they have this.
Springy water thing.
Yeah, it's like.
I know
it's kind of like a vapor water,
yeah,
whatever, right?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So you have like a thing. Every time you go under it, it sprays you something to sanitize your clothes. So first you have to go there. So every airport, to go in the airport, to go out the airport, to go in the hotel, to go out the hotel. Everywhere you go, you have to wash your hand or use the alcoholic gel. And because in Africa there's a security in front of every place anyway, their job is to make sure that every time you arrive somewhere, first you have to wash your hand, and then they take your temperature everywhere. And like and it's interesting because there's the part of the rich where you see that like those who are quarantined, but then you have the rest of the city where it seems like nothing happened.
But is there a restriction to where you can go? Because I know there was one stage where they did separate, right? So
yeah,
like,
that's Lagombe, which is the center city. That place was closed to everybody else, so you could not go in out. And now everything is open, and people feel like the big wave was between November, December, actually, and that everybody that was most people that got really infected and sick were people that were either coming from Europe and brought it with them, or a lot of people were mostly the wealthy people, but most people that have been fighting malaria every month, or taking a lot of hydroxychloroquine or Nivaquine, or doing artemisia inhalations, taking bonobo grains, like all these, because everybody's used to do this all the time and doing those inhalations. Everybody has a very bio way of fighting, because
Tangawizi, ginger all day, normal.
Exactly, it's so normal there. And everybody's, I think the constitution of everybody is different, and everybody takes a lot of zinc in their bodies to protect themselves from the rest of usually from malaria. And some doctors are saying that this is the reason why, and the fact that also a lot of the population is under 20. Everybody is a lot of people are young out there. But everybody in the street still had a mask. But yeah, listen, I felt safer.
That's really interesting.
Portugal, I feel safe because Portugal is actually a country, and it's the same thing. I don't know exactly what are the reasons. Maybe because it's also a poor country compared to France and the others. I'm not sure what's going on here, but the cases, number of death and cases, you have to divide by 10 here.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
here they didn't even, I don't know if they passed 50,000 cases, and death, I think it's not even 2,000. Whereas everybody else is at 20,000.
That's all. It just defeats the whole purpose of a developed and developing country, a rich and a poor country, because this is when you're supposed to show your notoriety. You're supposed to show your richness, right? You're supposed to show your wealth, and it's like,
I think it's an equalizer.
Yeah.
At a point,
like it's the great equalizer. So
because look,
how
could America, the empire, has passed 200,000 dead people. Like, that's crazy. Like you are the empire, and you have somebody who's there like not caring, and
Corona has no friends.
Yeah, and you have like Joanne is saying, in Boston, a bunch of anti-mask people, no hand sanitizer enforcement, and you tell somebody to remove their mask. They even, like, something happened in France. It was I think it was 2 days ago, when somebody asked some Indian, I think it was a black guy, who asked some Indian guys in his store, please, can you wear a mask? And they came back with bats and start beating him up because they don't want to wear a mask.
They don't want a mask, and especially in France, it's like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, you know, in America,
in America, it's crazy.
People are like, they're getting nuts about wearing a mask when they say, listen, at least it's to protect the others, to protect yourself, and I cannot breathe. Bro, come on.
Yeah, it becomes less about you and it's more about other people and all that
and
stuff.
some people, they just don't want to be told
what
to do. And the worst part is when your leader of the leader of the free world has been saying for a long time, that's useless, whatever, we can beat that, it's gonna be conflict. And then you have the same one in Brazil and the same one in the UK. For me, those three are the same clones, more or less, and they have been reckless.
Oh no, you have to understand, those our UK guys, oh man, they told us at one stage not to go to work. Now they said that our Prime Minister was going to announce, say this evening, he's going to announce why we shouldn't go to work. Oh no, why we should go back to work. That's it. And then they cancelled the speech. Now they started getting all the ministers to come and do interview to say, no, if you don't have to go to work, you shouldn't go to work because, So now all the journalists started asking, what's going on, man? Like, my friend, is everything okay? What the hell is going on? Do we go to work? Do we not go to work? The ministers are confused.
Same thing in France. In France, I heard that they are now, after telling everybody they have to go to work because the economy have to go, etc., they are now saying, working from home is good. And we have to remember that many people aren't even born even with common sense, much less high intellect. But that's why you need somebody. You need somebody to lead them with common sense and try to protect them at least.
But these are the people that get voted in. Like, imagine Kay saying to people, right? Okay, so you can stay at so basically coronavirus, you can go to work, but for those people who are transferring from one home to another, you cannot. So basically, you cannot do family exchanges, but coronavirus is more likely to exchange between different homes, but not in the office. So my guy, these people that are in the office, where are they coming from? Are they not coming from these homes? Oh, And you put on a suit and tie, bro, and you get on national television, and that is your logic.
And listen, in France, they told people, stay home, but go out to vote. And people are like, so wait, you are telling me I cannot go to my son's wedding, but I have to go vote. So okay, let me be the advocate of the politicians. At the same time, you are trying to protect your economy.
100%.
Let's talk
people
about
should just admit that.
Portugal. Exactly. If you were not trying to do PR, and you would be like, listen, let's talk truth and let's talk facts.
That's it.
This is where we are. This is the problem. We had millions of masks. We send them to countries that we thought needed it more than us because there was no pandemic. Now there's a pandemic. We're doing everything we can. And if the media was not always trying to sensationalize everything because that's how they make money, maybe everybody could have a sense of urgency, but not going all crazy. And if you would tell people, guys, we are, for example, this is Portugal. Portugal is a country that lives on the tourism. I think tourism is 30% of the economy. And for 6 months, the whole summer almost, nobody was there. Some people invested in 10, 20 Airbnbs that they bought. They took a loan to buy those houses, and the moment when they're ready to start making money, the borders are closed. And all of a sudden, no Airbnb for you. You have your 10 Airbnbs that are empty. For some people bought a whole building that they filled with 10 apartments only to rent for seasonal stuff. And we have sun from April till October. So you have a lot of tourists that have been coming here because it's one of the places that everybody loves to come here. And just after you do this investment, boom, it's closed. So of course, you would love the borders to be open so you could pay your bank, because your banker 3 months ago, he's like, yes, Mr. whatever. No, call me Michel. Oh, no, you don't. On peut se tutoyer. Hein? Moningananga.
Straight up.
And 3 months later, now you cannot pay anymore.
Michelle is no longer.
There's no more Michelle. It's like, yo, Michelle, help me out. I'm sorry, please call me by my name. I'm Mr. You see what? And a lot of people are also and a lot of people invested in businesses. A lot of people invested in restaurants and places that have been forced to close. And now you have this balance where, if you're here in the government, if you force the people to stay home, they complain, and the people who have restaurants complain. If you open for everybody, now you have another group that start complaining because everybody's starting to be infected.
Yeah.
And that's not an easy solution when you think about it.
It's not.
But at least I don't even know if honesty is enough, because
I feel like it is, because people respect the fact that, because now, back in the days, it was different because we weren't so exposed to information and knowledge and sharing.
Yeah.
But now we are. So people know the truth of what's going on. And people are going around in circles. Now that people are even predicting what the government is going to say, it becomes ridiculous. If you at least admit that, you know what, maybe in this situation, this is what's going on, guys. So we're trying our best to do this. This is what we force. So, like in this country where they decided that they were going to literally pay everybody's wages, they told them to stay at home. Evidently, that money has to be brought back somehow. So now, they're now begging people to let their kids go. They're telling people your kids must go back to school, because if the kids go back to school, it means parents can now go to work.
Yeah.
See? But now they've increased certain toll charges, and certain taxes and all that stuff because now they have to bring money back. Now if we're now going to a second lockdown, that same thing that they had where they wanted to pay everyone's wages is not happening anymore. They now have a different plan because the money's not there. It's quite obvious to a lot of people. And if you can't admit that, you're just talking to people like they are just children. Everybody's going to rebel. That's just the reality. An article came out the other day said we're now in the UK in a situation where they've said only 6 people at any one time in a household. But if you're hunting, there can be more than 6. If you're shooting pigeons, there can be more than 6. Kaysha, let me tell you, my daughter's birthday is the end of October. We're going to be shooting pigeons. I'm dressing up all my nephews and all my nieces in pigeon costumes. When the police now turn up, but there's 30 of you, as you can see, there's 30 pigeons. Because what's the point? It's stupid. So because they consider that to be sports. Do you understand?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Now we've reached a curfew. Now in London, 10 p.m. curfew.
Curfew?
Bro, 10 p.m. from this Monday, restaurants, any type of bars, pubs, 10 p.m. done. So coronavirus goes to sleep at 10 p.m., yeah?
That's crazy.
This is what's going on. So now people.
But in Portugal, I think there's a bunch of new. I think since I think starting tomorrow or Monday, they have new rules too. I think they're reducing the number of people that can be in places. The bar also have to stop at a certain time.
Right.
And I mean, it's like trying to save the economy, and at the same time trying to.
Okay, so the reality of it is this: the way the economy works is they have to try to save the economy, and human lives have to be sacrificed. And that sounds crazy, but that's how they look at it.
Yeah. And I think in France they said that performers cannot perform until April. So it's going to be a full year of not working.
A lot of people have suffered.
A lot of people will not stand up from this. Like
a lot of people,
comedians, singers, theaters, actors. A lot of them are just being.
Do you know what's crazy, right? When they first made this announcement, I don't know if you noticed, there were people saying, man, we'll now see which one of these entertainers really have money. We'll now see those people that have really got stuff put away. We'll now see. And that was fair. Okay, no problem. We'll now see. That was the first wave.
Yeah.
Bro, even those people who had money then that helped them survive, that money has finished.
Vanished.
What? Now
it's melting under the sun.
Everybody was thinking by the time we get to this time, no, vanished. So the people who had money are not joining those who didn't have money. That's the truth.
It's because at a point your rent doesn't stop, and you cannot not pay your rent. My mom has around 10 to 12 apartments in Kinshasa, and she told me that the government told people you can stop paying your rent.
Yeah.
So
they did that here too in the UK.
So she stopped making money for 2 months herself. She's okay, but she was like, okay, but who pays me? And those people, they were in their apartments. So who pays me? Or when you reopen and when people can now go back to paying, are they paying me the 2 last rents?
No, they're not doing it. No, they froze mortgages.
I think in the US, those who didn't pay their rent still have to pay them. And because they've been giving stimulus checks after stimulus checks. But
this is the trick, man.
We have to think about artists who suffer a lot from pandemic. Concerts, shows, bring so much money on the table. It's a disaster. That's true. It's a disaster.
It is.
I saw a video of strippers who decided to just do their thing in broad daylight, and with driving. You come with your car, and they
I
just
don't
here,
even know
and
why
then
I'm
you.
laughing, but that image is hilarious to me.
I'm
Bro,
gonna send you the video.
bro, some people, strippers, some strippers are now taking their skin off. It's too much. We need to make money. It's not enough to take the clothes. Now they have to take the skin.
It's crazy. There's a lot of people like, listen, DJs, bartenders,
Oh, man.
security of the clubs. Like, there's a lot of people who all of a sudden, and there's a lot of artists that are not. There's a lot of artists that are being paid in the black. They don't work like. Everything is informal economy, and a lot of these people, when they go to the government and they say, oh, I need an help, whatever, they say you don't exist nowhere.
You're not in the system.
You're not in the system. We cannot give you nothing. But I heard that you give 300 per month at least to do the groceries. But you're not in the system, sir. But I'm a singer. But like, have you ever paid taxes on your shows? Well, no, I'm getting paid in cash. Oh, we're gonna have to talk in how many shows, because you owe us money. And
that's when it starts.
And that's a lot of people who are in this situation. I know I'm lucky because I make my money more from the internet than from performances. So I didn't perform for a whole year, and the only show I did in Congo was super well paid. So I was good. The first thing I did, I paid the whole year with that money, I paid the whole year of school for my daughter and the whole year of school for my son. It's done. So at least this problem is done. My rent was already paid. I paid my rent the whole year, same thing. And all this is done. At least, show, no show, I got the YouTube money, I got the Spotify money, I'm okay. But a lot of the people who only rely on performing and being paid cash by club owners, some are back to dealing, some are back to
it's a big problem.
Listen, it's a problem, and wait a minute, the economic crisis didn't hit yet.
And that's the thing, you see, it's the same for me. When it first kicked off, I said, man, like, there were shows that, you projected that, like, oh man, I'm gonna make this amount in the first quarter, and then all of them
exactly
out, and
so projects, imagine you just build a house,
bro. I was lucky because of other things that I get involved in. There's other things that, in terms of radio wise, and just being able to you connect with so many other businesses that you've been getting up to, and because you're also a global brand, you're able to tap into a lot of Zoom stuff and TED talks and all these things. So like, I was able to kind of just float through and survive, man. But it gets to a stage where you still know the bulk of your thing comes from you performing and getting this big chunk of money and being able to do what you do. And after a while, it becomes crazy. But a lot of people are even worse positions, where one of my friends just said to me, he has one booking in the next 3 months. Like,
I got a friend who had 6 bookings just before, and I was like, borders might be closing. I was like, nah, come on, man, it's impossible. 6 booking lost, like.
I remember those emails I was getting every 2 days.
Bye. Yeah, everybody start closing. And at a point, I remember that when Portugal closed their borders, that's it. All your shows are done.
I remember that for Nation for Portugal.
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
They not only they closed the borders, but at the same time, all the clubs had to close. So there you go. It's over. It's finished. Whatever, if your business is performing in front of crowds, finish. And a lot of them, I remember that's when I started Club Shada, and I remember one of my first live was like, I don't do Instagram live shows, because I was like, we're not gonna be here asking money to perform in clubs and then go perform for free on Instagram when at the same time we're struggling.
Exactly.
You have to, that's the moment when you have to teach your fans that you want to see me perform virtually. Yeah, give me $5. Give me €5.
Support me in something.
Support. do something. Like the Brazilian understood that. The Brazilian did a ton of shows. They got millions of people watching, and they had and that's where I got this idea of adding the donation
Donations,
QR
yes,
code,
yes.
all these things. That's when I got the idea, because I was watching them doing exactly that, or having the support from some sponsors.
You know what's crazy? You can if you the way things were happening, like you said, the Brazilians. If you have like millions of people watching, or 500,000 people watching, man, that's even more than you would have earned in the last 5 years.
Exactly. Listen, I saw this girl, Ludmila. She's incredibly talented, and she has tons of followers, and she had like 20 million people watching. And that's funny, because you see the Americans on Instagram saying, yo, we broke the record, we have 1 million people watching.
But that's not the case. The Francophones and the Latinos are the ones with the real numbers. We know this.
And then you see that woman from Brazil, there was two of them. There was Ludmila and there was another one. 20 million people watching at the same time. Not like 20 million people.
So if they all donate $1.
And the chat is just going like, so you don't even need everybody to give you something. You just need 10%, 5% of those people saying, yeah, listen, here's 10 euros or 100 reais. Thanks for the support for the artist. You just need 5% of your people. 20 million, 5% of 20 million people. That's 1 million people. 1 million people giving you just 10. That's 10 million.
Oh, that's disgusting.
One show, and everybody that was smart, they came on YouTube, and everybody else, they went on Instagram, and they went on doing live, and receiving likes and little hearts, and then calling me, oh, my fridge is empty. I was like, yeah, but
your Insta was full.
Yeah, your Insta was full. Like, eat those likes, eat those comments. Here in Louisiana, the governor has moved us to phase 3 while maintaining the distancing rule of phase 2. He did that just in time for the football season.
Yes,
crazy.
Of course, because it's the economy. It is the economy.
No, the Americans.
What? They don't care. Everything, as you can tell, has moved towards the economy. Football, anything that brings in money, it's like we'll bend the rules for it. It's obvious. They don't even need to talk about it. It's obvious. It's the economy.
A lot of Cap Verdean bands are doing shows on live stream and getting paid through Cash App.
Yeah.
Yeah, Haitian bands too. They put the Cash App. I would love Cash App to be in Europe, because it's they are using the Twitter handle more or less to receive money. A lot of strippers actually are using Cash App to do FaceTime, FaceTime stripping and or whatever, and then you send money on Cash App, and Kaysha, you are lucky and wise. God bless your soul. Thank you, my cousin. It's true that I'm wise. Free money is rarely ever free.
Never, of course. I totally agree with that. It's impossible. Nobody cares. Nobody that doesn't know you cares about you that much, because if that was the case, they'll be giving out this free money all the time.
Exactly. I nearly made out of the US before they closed all the borders. Now I'm stuck. Damn.
This is why I'm trying to go to Congo by November. I can't go before then, but if I can go, man, I just hope nothing changes. And man,
listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Congo was resourcing. Congo was amazing. Like,
everybody looks so active. There's so much going on there.
And you know that my show was the first show actually, because everybody was still on some kind of quarantine.
Yeah.
And then there was the first time that they opened they let somebody do an event. So everybody came out, everybody came through. The next day, Fally Ipupa did a show too.
Sure, yes.
It was full of people. Then Jibe Piana did another show.
Yes, I
he didn't
saw
show up that
yeah.
night, but he did another show too. The clubs were normal, packed.
Normal.
And I could not go to the clubs. Like, I was like, nah, that's a little bit too much. My mom went to
It's
the
a bit
club.
much.
My mom said, yo, meet me at the champagne bar. Whatever. And Mom, nah.
Not happening.
I'll see you tomorrow, because like after having the COVID and after
Yeah,
knowing
I mean,
what it feels,
with your situation, that was crazy, man. So you become a bit more like.
and it's interesting because we don't even know exactly what is the immunity time when you get it. Are you immune for 2 months? Are you immune for 6 months? We don't know. It depends from person to person. So I was like, I'm not taking those risks. Like already like singing for the people, letting like the ladies be around me, dancing with them. I was like,
There's always,
because
there's always one that she's dressed nice, but deep inside she has COVID. Ah, God.
She's nice body, but do you have COVID? It's like, well.
Oh God, that's the problem. Like, you ain't got. You have, it's like cold body COVID. You know when they were doing the test, I saw one of the videos when they're doing that what they put. Is it long? The thing they put it through your nose.
So it used to be long, but because they realized that they don't need to go deep in your mucus, they are now making them the standard of the Q-tip is lesser. But listen, it doesn't hurt. It's just very, it tickles a lot, and it's very annoying. It's like if you had pepper. It's like pepper, and it doesn't hurt. It's just okay. It depends who does it to you. Some people abuse, but of course, me, when I arrive there, I start being like, hey, you start taking photos with everybody. Everybody was like, oh, I love your songs. So the girl who actually came to do my test, the first thing she said was like, oh, first we do a selfie. I was like, and at the condition that you don't hurt me. And she was like, I'm gonna be very gentle. And I was like, okay. So, I grabbed her by her waist. And
right.
I did the photo like.
So it was like a little foreplay before.
Oh yeah. Foreplay. Then she was very, very gentle. She really was like, So, but the problem that because she was so gentle, it takes a little more time, and it was even more in the end. But it doesn't hurt. Like some people had very bad experiences with people who don't care. But me, the 4th time I did my test, I had a great experience. I mean, a great experience. It was never, and even now, like the new tests, the newer ones, they don't even need to do the two.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just
they just put in one. You just tell them which one you want, and then they take a sample here and they're done. And the more they know, the more the test is better. But actually, she sent me a message on Instagram. That woman who did my test.
Come back for your second test.
It was so great to have you do the test. If you're still in Congo, we could dinner. Yo.
My dear, you didn't do the test. This is a problem. You didn't do the test, my dear. We don't know if you passed or not.
There's a lot of fans who need to be educated on being real fans and real consumers. They don't realize how much time we invest.
They don't.
How much time and money we invest.
They don't, and I agree with that. A lot of the times, when even during when things were normal, and you get someone will come and book you and say, oh yeah, you can just come and do a quick 10 minutes of comedy, just make us laugh for 10 minutes. So I'm like, just make you laugh for 10 minutes. Are you crazy? I'm like, do you know?
Oh, can you sing 2 songs?
Yeah. If it's that easy, why don't you guys do it? You don't need to book me. Since it's that easy, just make us laugh for 10 minutes. Just a quick comedy set. Do you know how much work I've put in to make you laugh consecutively for 10 minutes? It's not the amount, the time you're paying for. You're paying for my work.
And my name.
My name, my brand.
My name on your flyer.
You're using me as decoration, you better pay. Like, what are you talking about? Like, there's so many things that people don't realize because for them, it's a quick half an hour. And you're thinking, as a stand-up comedian, do you know what half an hour is? Do you know how many years of writing to get to a solid half an hour where you can make an array of different people laugh? The craft the work that goes into it. As comedians, you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, half an hour, then an hour special. And over the years, you try to write the special to stay relevant. People don't think about it. They just think about that moment where you'll just come and do it quickly and go. And people don't understand, as performers, we are some of the most intelligent people in the world. Psychology is not a joke. When they're writing songs to seduce, you know where that's going. So it's like all these things they don't consider, because for them it's just entertain us.
Yeah.
And start singing.
And they think that you're lucky, and they think that it's easy. They think you don't have a mouth to feed, you don't have children, or everything is easy. There's a lot of artists who are barely surviving.
It's hard.
There's a lot of artists who are barely, a lot of artists that I know that were superstars at a point or have been.
Okay, yeah.
And they, a lot of them that I know, they go from show to show and they accept 500 euros, 600 euros because they don't have a choice. And because, everybody has made different choices. Some of them, they don't own their masters. Some of them used to be paid 5,000 or 10,000 a show back then, but all the money belonged to Universal or to Sony. And now that they have been forgotten, these songs are still being heard, but then when they receive the royalties, it's like 300 euros, 400 euros. And those of us who were always independent, we get 100% from our money.
It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. When you really think about it, the entertainment industry is not as straightforward as people think. The level of commitment and understanding the business, you have to hit a lot of brick walls before you get it. It's happened to all of us, and some people don't have got nothing to fall back on. Some people will thrown in the deep end. For some musicians, it's like you create a song, you didn't expect it to blow. It blew overnight.
Yeah.
You're a star overnight. Now, your celebrity is ahead of your education of the industry you're in, and it's moving so fast. Those people who are ahead of your celebrity are the ones who are going to use and abuse and take advantage. By the time you realize, it's a problem. It's a big, big problem.
It's the same thing as a lot of football players.
Yeah.
I know some football players who made 200,000 a month, and today they have nothing.
Which is crazy.
It makes no sense. But then you realize they had 10 girls, 5 in Europe, 5 in Africa. When you buy a bag to one, you have to buy the same bag to everybody. To not have problems, you have to pay the rent for everybody. And then you realize that those guys were making 200,000 per month, but they were spending 250, which is crazy. How, but yeah, all this money can not everybody knows how to handle money and fame. A lot of people, they're not ready, and and some women became professional in coming to get that money. Buy me a car, buy me this, or you want to be with me? I only travel this way, I only travel business class. Listen, I met a friend of mine when I was on the plane. I was on the airport, and she called me. She went, "Oh, we were in the same plane." I was like, "Yo, where were you doing in Kinshasa?" "Oh, no, I just went 3 days quick." I was like, "What were you doing?" "No, some guy was trying to be with me, so he had to fly me in to see if we were compatible, but yeah, he was not interesting." So I went back after 3 days, and I was like, "Wait, so he flew you business just to see you for 3 days and meet you from the internet, and then flew you back business because he didn't work?" And she was like, "Of course. You don't think you're gonna be with me if you don't fly me business? I'm not interested." And I was like, wow, okay, there's levels to this shit. We hear suffering, and some people, they just,
I don't. Some people are surviving. I mean, for all the stories that we've told, there's some people who are like, "Yeah, but I'm okay," and that's okay. That's okay. I think the beauty of life is experience. In one way or the other, it is experience. In going through madness is when you recognize the goodness. That's the truth.
Yeah,
Right?
it's
And going through madness when you recognize the goodness. And that's why sometimes when I go home, I go to Congo and I see the rich, the way the rich people are living, and then you go and see the not so rich people. And you compare both sides, and then you're kind of, for me, like, I lived a mediocre life, I would say. And then when I came in and went back, I have access to a bigger life, right?
of course.
I have access to different things. But because you've been able to experience that, that you appreciate. You really feel the beauty and the goodness of those opportunities. Otherwise, you just take everything for granted. And a lot of people do. A lot of people do. So for this pandemic, it's helped a lot of people out too. A lot of people have come stronger.
Yeah.
They create businesses online. They've really seen a new version of themselves, and I think that's also worth celebrating. People have been able to be at home and spend time with their families, as opposed
Indeed.
to those who have been at home and also gone through domestic violence. God protect them. But at the same time, it's like, there's the yin and yang, and life is about balance. Like, life is about balance. Like, that's just the truth.
Yeah, I do agree. There's a lot of lessons in these times. There's a lot of
100%.
I think those times revealed it revealed leadership.
Yeah.
It revealed who have vision and who doesn't. Who knows how to recreate themselves in 2 days.
Yeah.
And those who just froze and start crying and when I went to Congo, that's what made me proud. Everybody was just
Getting on with it.
Yo.
Because we've been through worse.
Exactly.
We've been through pandemics, bro.
Yeah.
We've been
Ebola.
on a normal day, even without all these illnesses, bro, people still can't work. People have to get creative.
Exactly.
People don't have access anyway. The government has never been able to help like that. So it's like, it's enough. And you people, they just allow us to do our thing.
Crazy. Like, some people would do some people are here, they're building stuff. Some people are having new ideas. Some, like, it's crazy. Like, the number of people who just, like Mobutu used to say, article 15, débrouillez-vous. Those, like, people have been used to finding ways.
Yeah, make it work.
And they made it work. Like, it's for real. Like, when you were there, it felt like business as usual. In the contrary to all these countries that didn't know what to do, didn't know how to react.
If you go across the continent, it's like that, man. If you go across Africa, everybody's getting on with it. One thing about Africa is we're resilient people. We are creative. We've been forced to get creative. So people are resilient anyway. So when you go across the continent, everybody's getting on with it. People are still dancing, my guy.
Yeah.
People are still dancing, and that's why I want to be home. I want to suck in that whole, taking that.
Bro, listen, those 5 days, like, I came back here like another person. Like, I came out of sickness another person, but like, those 5 days, they were just like the extra cooking.
Yeah.
That, like, you felt, you come back here stronger, because you see how, when you look at the media here, you look at the debates about, like, those doctors who are saying that, we have to help Africa. They're all gonna die. They're gonna be like corpse in the streets. And you like, handle yourself. Like, you cannot even handle your own country. Why you want to go? We have to test them. We have to. And finally, like, most of our countries, no dead.
All this concern they had when they had bigger issues to deal with back home, they was like, Africa, why are they not dying enough? Something is wrong. Or it's the numbers. They don't have the right machinery to do statistics. My guy, please. You guys have already done a lot enough, bro. You've already like, just absolutely mocked us for years. There is no need for all this. Just focus on you. Focus on you. And it's okay to focus on you.
I had to tell my coworkers that my people are resilient. We're not the ones jumping off building when things get rough. No, we don't.
It's a serious thing.
We go to strange churches. That's what we do.
Kaysha just put a twist. He put a very quick banker. A very quick banker.
Yeah.
So I remember you were saying that I think you thought that we were an hour ahead. I think we're actually the same time.
It's almost 3 a.m. here.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. here too.
Oh, okay, cool. So you have the same time.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were an hour ahead.
Yeah, it's actually, and I thought that we had the same time with Kinshasa, but actually Kinshasa is 1 hour ahead, just like France. So it changes. Like I think it depends what time of the month you are. Anyway, bro, it's been a great conversation that we had. Like I'm really like, we should have done this earlier, but that's cool. I had the time to create the Shada gang and have more people. So that's really cool. I want everybody in the comments to give some produce and some hearts to Mr. Eddie Kadi.
Did you produce this beat yourself? This?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, man.
I'll send you the link.
It's vibes.
I really, as always, I know I really enjoy this time with everybody. Did you stick to the decisions you took after you survived COVID? You said you learned a lot of things from people. Oh yeah. Listen, me, I'm a person that after every big moment of my life, I'm like a new update. It's like and I update everything. So I'm still going through a lot of changes that you will see soon.
Love that, and that's what it's about, bro. I appreciate you, man. You're still our legend.
Thanks, brother.
I randomly, it's so crazy. I was chilling in the park the other day, and outside the basketball court, and I randomly bumped into our other legend, Awilo Longomba. There's a London. That's my big uncle. So he was randomly taking his son for a walk at the end of his son's birthday, and I happened to be in the area that he lives. It was so hilarious because he was just there minding his business. He turned around, we both screamed.
He told me that I sent him a message while I was in Kinshasa. I was like, "Yo, come on, bro. We've been talking about making this song forever.
You guys
Let's
gotta
just
do
it."
something, man.
And he was like, yeah, it's time, yo. I'm waiting. Send me something. I was like, okay, I'm gonna send something.
Make it happen, man. And he's on form. His last song, Bisou, actually it was he had a song after that by Bisou. I said to him, this is one of the best songs you've done your whole career. And I saw him. We did the African Music Awards together. I hosted the African Music Awards in Lagos, and Awilo performed. They had 2 Congolese performances, Awilo and Ferry. But when Awilo came on, man, so, bro, you're still our legend, man. And, I'm just proud of the fact that you keep creating. Keep creating. The energy's still there. I mean, I've got one daughter. My daughter is gonna be 3 in October, and I look at you and I think, man, maybe I should just leave a little gap, and then I can add another one. You give me hope.
Julie's saying, Eddie, you are amazing.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you.
Julie, don't forget to go follow Eddie on Instagram.
I appreciate that.
Johnny's saying that's a dope episode, dope conversation. I'm already a fan of K. Eddie, you got a new fan. I'm sure I'm gonna laugh a lot watching to your special. Go ahead and watch everything. Look out for me,
man. For all my Portuguese people, man, I'm absolutely loved Pharaoh last time with Afro Nation. We're coming back in July. It's going to be crazy. One of the biggest festivals in the world now because the lineup is insane.
Ellis is saying, thank you for this, Eddie. I really enjoy you. Your British accent is making even more homesick.
Well, thank you, my darling. Absolutely appreciate you too. And I know you reside in America, United States, so stay safe. Stay active.
Matt is saying, great conversation. Come back sometime, Eddie. That's true. Has to come back.
Listen, Kay was worried about the Congolese Wi-Fi at the beginning. Now look, you know why it froze? You know why it froze? He was like, whoa, what is this fire? What is this? What is this? We need more gigabytes. They were calling all over the world. We need more gigabytes.
Too much chocolate.
Too much Congo. We got too much, love that.
I discovered Eddie Kadi today, and I'll be checking out more for his material. Great conversation. Yeah.
Love
That's
that.
the spirit.
That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about, man.
That's the
My brother,
spirit.
I appreciate you.
So I'm really happy that we had Eddie here, and we're gonna leave you guys. CV Beats is saying, Eddie, you a funny dude. As a matter of fact, I saw your movie Shunk.
What?
All right.
That's crazy, dude. And in Shank, it wasn't even a big role, but I was an African pretending to be a Jamaican in Rasta selling chicken outside of the club. That was my character.
Wow.
So imagine, so I started off as a Rasta man, and then I'm trying to sell chicken, and someone susses me after a while, goes, you are not Jamaican. Then I switch.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that role. Thank you, my bro. Really appreciate it.
Eddie, I'm following you on Twitter. Thanks, Kay.
I'll look out for you.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, my guy.
My brother.
All right, Shada gang. I'm really enjoyed. We had a great laugh, great stories. I really hope that the person that the people that I talked about in this episode never watch this video.
If they don't see it, they will hear about it.
Or maybe I'm gonna receive a comment. They'll be like, "You motherfucking bastard! Now you're laughing about it? Fuck you!"
And it's still fun. That is still part of the story. Still part of the story.
So I'm gonna leave you guys with one of my song as Diamantero. That you've been listening one of them, and this is one of the in Club Shada. You know this song, and the name it's called Coronavirus Stay Home. All right, I will see you guys Sunday, same hour.
You're so good. 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 Good. You're so 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 good.